Attention, new retirees. There is a new revolution going on in the land of retirement. Those years of knitting blankets and on the golf course golfing are long gone. Now there is a new trend in retirement that helps you live a more active, fulfilling life after your job is done. I'm Adrian from Adrian's Avenue, and I'm here to help you make better decisions for a better life. Let's jump right into this one. Now, before we jump right into this new, more exciting life of retirement, let's talk about some of the reasons why people actually retire. Why would someone want to retire from their job, especially retire early? And retiring early is defined as retiring before 60. We know that there's a FIRE movement out there where you can actually retire in your 30s or 40s, but if you retire before 60, it's considered retiring early. And today, the average retirement date is about 62 and not 67. There are very few people that work past 67 years old. But some of the reasons people may retire early, the number one reason is because they want freedom to control their day. They want freedom away from the job to do the things that they want to do, not have to ask a boss or someone to be off if something were to go awry in their family. Having to go to a boss and ask for off, sometimes it's a little degrading, a little demeaning. So they want the freedom to be able to do that. And if you have done your finances correctly, you can actually pick the day and the age that you retire. And speaking of this freedom in your day, it is true because when I retired, I wanted to relax a bit. So I slept in maybe past the normal time, 30 minutes to an hour past the time I would normally get up. But your day is your own day and you plan it as you see fit because you don't have to be somewhere or report to someone unless you set that up yourself. So this freedom thing is really a big deal and it is very well welcome, and it's just a great thing to do when you retire. The second biggest reason I hear that people retire is because of a stressful job. If they've worked there for a while, or the stress is just getting to them, or the company is changing in a way where they don't feel like, you know what, I don't fit in here like I used to. Things are changing a little bit too much. This is not the company that I came to know and love and want to be at. So if this is the case, and the stress level is getting up there, or you're coming home complaining all the time, it's making your home life worse. Sometimes people retire because of that. And it may even affect your health in some instances. So sometimes you have to look to see where you are with the stress level when it comes to your job, because you have home stresses as well as stresses on the job. And if it gets to that point where you are financially ready, you can go ahead and say, you know what, I'm just going to throw in the towel and take my retirement early. And once you retire because of stress, then you start thinking of things that I don't have to do, the things that I don't have to put up with anymore. And it just makes life a lot easier. And that part of your stressful day is over with. The next reason I will discuss with you is travel. It is something about this big, beautiful world, universe of ours, that people want to get out and see things before they're too old, before they're maybe in a set of health where they can't go. So they want to go out and see the things, now that COVID is over with, they want to go out, take the adventures, see things. And if you're looking at YouTube or looking at TV, looking at some even magazines, travel magazines, you see places where you say, wow, that's really nice. I'd like to go there. And so you're introduced to new areas, to new places to go, to new things to see, people to meet. And so travel is big on the list, especially if you retire early enough. I actually went to an RV show not too long ago, and these RVs are top notch. You can actually buy one, hook it up to your truck and pull it if you want to do that type of traveling. But they're just like a home. They have king size beds in some of them. They have full size refrigerators. It's really a home on wheels. And so it makes it a lot easier if you want to invest the money in one of these RVs, because they are expensive, some of them. If you want to invest that money and really want to travel and be serious about traveling, go and see in the world, you can do just that. And there are a lot of people that have given up their job and they're traveling. Some of them have sold their homes and they're actually traveling on the road. This RV is now their home, and this is the way that they want to live for a while. It may not be permanent, but this is the way that they want to live. And you don't have to be in your 50s or 60s. There are younger people that are deciding, this is the way I want to live. This is what I want to do. I want to just travel the road, see the world. And one day they may go back to work, but that's their option if they decide to. And the last reason, not the final reason, but the last reason on my list is that people have planned and they already decided long ago that they want to work to a certain age or a certain financial number, and then they're out of there. And so this is brilliant, and this is great because you have planned your way into making choices. You can say, yes, I want to step out now, or no, I want to work a couple of years longer. But once you meet the number that you set out, that you figured out that you could live off of for whatever amount of time until Social Security or something else kicks in, you can do that. But you have planned. It's nothing that you just woke up one morning and say, I want to retire, and then look at your bank statements, look at your investments and say, oh, I can't retire because I'm not there yet. This cannot support my lifestyle. But people who plan from the very beginning and put things aside, the money aside, do the things that they need to, pay off the bills, pay off the house, whatever it's going to take, pay off the cars, whatever it's going to take to get you out on the date that you want to step out. You have choices at that point in time. And if you want to stay, you can stay. But if you want to leave, you can go. One of the things this new retirement trend made me want to do is to hit that like button and that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on the latest information as it becomes available to you. And drop me a comment. I'd love to hear if you've retired, what you like to do, and the reason that you retired. Now, let's get into those trends that these new retirees are doing. And one of the things that I hear most from the people who retired either with me or a little bit later after me is that they're getting into the gym. This is a great thing. I've always been a proponent of going to the gym and working out, and I love it. I do it myself. I go to the gym 5 days a week. And even before I retired, I went to the gym. It's something that I want to keep up. I like for my body to look a certain way. I like to feel a certain way, and I like to increase my strength in a certain way. And so I go to the gym, but I'm hearing more and more people, they're posting on Facebook that, hey, I'm in the gym, I'm getting it in, I'm working out, it's something great for me. And you don't have that excuse of, well, I have to either go early in the morning before work or wait until work is over and then the gym is so crowded. No, your day is your own. You can get into the gym when you want to get into the gym. So it's a great thing, and I'm loving it that the new retirees are getting into the gym, getting fit and getting healthier. Another conversation I'm having with this new retirement trend is that the retirees aren't just stopping work completely and sitting down or, like I said, just doing recreational things. Some of them are pursuing things that they've always wanted to do, such as either a part-time job or some type of hobby that they want to turn into producing money from the hobby. So they're going after these things, and maybe a business that they've always wanted to open. But now is the time for them to go ahead and do that. And so they're not just quitting their work and not pursuing anything else. They're actually going after other things that they've always wanted to do. And sometimes they plan it before they actually retire. So it's on its way. And when they finally retire, it's in full-fledged, I'm going in this direction. But even if it's a part-time job, because some places that you walk into, you said, I can work here. You know, once I retire, this is something that I can do to fill 4 hours of my day or fill 20 hours of the week, if that's what you want to do. And so the retirees are not just not completely not working. And the thing is, the beauty about this is that they don't have to work. They want to go into something different. They want to try something different. And so they want to open up a new business that they wanted to try all the time that they were at the job, but they didn't have time maybe to develop it. So this is a new time, a new season for them, and they're going after these things. When you retire, if you don't want to continue living in the city that you're in, you are free to move anywhere you want to go. Some retirees are going to states that maybe the cost of living is not as high as where they're currently located. They're selling their houses and moving somewhere else. Some are moving closer to the grandkids because that's where they want to be. So they're selling their possessions, their houses, and moving to that state where the grandkids are. Some of them will actually move there before they actually retire. Some retirees are moving out of the country because this is where they've always wanted to live. And so they're going to go there, try it for a few months. If it doesn't work out, they can always come back. But this requires careful planning. This requires research. This requires you going to visit that place before you just take up all your roots from one place and move somewhere else. But you have the freedom to move and live and enjoy where you want to be at that point in time. So retirement is a beautiful thing, especially if you don't like that area that you're in and you want to try something else or move closer to family. This is an excellent time to do that. After you retire, now is the perfect time to jump into those hobbies that you always wanted to develop. Even if you don't want to monetize them, you can do the things that you always wanted to do. You can take photography classes. You can learn how to fly an airplane. You can do whatever you want to once you retire. Those hobbies that you were interested, if it's crafting, if it's some type of just whatever it is that you were interested in as a hobby, you can do that once you retire. And you can continue to learn as far as taking other classes. There may be some financial areas that you'd like to dig more into and learn more about. You may want to learn about the stock market. You may want to learn about real estate. You may want to learn about all sorts of things. There are classes out there at community colleges as well as online classes that you can take to do that. You have the time. You can actually put the studying time in that you need and really get into whatever it is that you want to learn. But this is a perfect time. It keeps your mind alive and vibrant, and you can still learn at whatever age you retire at. This will keep you up and going and your mind working, and this is a good thing. So once you retire, the endless possibilities, they're open for you. Whatever you want to do is your time to do it. And as we know, sometimes people retire to help their loved ones. There may be siblings, there may be children, there may be parents that you need to care for once you retire. And this is a perfect time to do that. You can care for those folks that need your help, family members. That's where your mind is, that's where your heart is, and that's where you need to be. Now, we've discussed the new trends in retirement are totally different from the way people used to retire. However, with these retirement trends, one thing that you notice, people are retiring earlier, which means they're going to probably live longer, or the money that they have saved will need to go for a longer amount of time than retiring at 70. If you retire at 60, you have 10 more years to add on to whatever your life will extend to for the money to flow. So that means you have to have a solid foundational plan as far as finances are concerned. It's got to be solid because you need to know when the money is going to eventually run out or how you're going to spend that money. And there's various methods out there, the 4%, the 3% that you take off of whatever you're investing in and just live on that. But only you can determine that. But you have to be sound financially before you make some of these decisions. And so that's the main thing, is have that in order, and then get the support from your family. Let them know what's going on. But it's a great idea. If your health is great, you can get out and do the things that you want. And this is a good decision to at least look at. If you don't want to make right now, you can look at it. And I know more and more the younger generation, they're taking sometimes these mini retirements. So they'll work for a while and they may retire for a while, for a couple of years, to travel or do whatever it is they want to do. And then they may go back to work for, another 5 or 6 years, take another mini traveling vacation. And so this is another trend that the younger folks are doing. But if you, like I said, if you retire before 60, it's considered early retirement. And so make sure you have everything in order and count those extra years that you're stepping away from the job that you're going to have to support yourself until you get to either Social Security or some other means of support. So hopefully this has been helpful to you. And I am enjoying retirement to the fullest. I retired early. I had my plans together, everything that I needed. I retired for a few reasons. My parents was one of them. I'm helping them, but I'm doing the things that I want to do. There's a great sense of freedom. There's a great sense of less stress in my life. I love working out. I love being able to set my schedule. It's just a great thing. And I would advise anybody check into it because that may be the route that you want to go.